What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new Hijomeatman news video. Today we're going to be doing the season so far on the Honda manufacturer. All a little bit of a nightmare with this manufacturer this year, not gonna lie. You know, these stats and points are probably not what you would have expected heading into 2020, you know, after pre-season or something like that. But kicking it off, we have the first rider is Takaki Nakagami in the Honda family, P6 in the World Championship with 46 points, considerably more than any other rider and in the Honda family, and 0 podiums obviously and 0 wins. You know, Honda haven't even stepped on the podium once this year, so that little statistic is going to be the same for all of the riders going through the Honda family. But moving on to the second rider in the order of where they are in the World Championship, obviously, Alex Marquez with 16 points. Obviously a rookie this year, hopped onto the Repsol Honda team after Lorenzo's announcement that he was going to retire. They announced that Alex Marquez was going to be partnering up with his little brother, or his big brother, but he's just a bit taller and all that. But yeah, you know, he's not going too bad. He's doing decent. You know, 16 points isn't awful. I guess if you compare it to like what Lorenzo was doing, maybe. Obviously, if you compare it to what Marcus, you know, his brother was achieving, then it's also a bit of a disaster. But you know, 16 points, not awful, I guess, for a rookie on a Honda. And we obviously know that he'll be moving on to the LCR team next season, replacing Cal Crutchlow. So he'll be moving, you know, from that, I guess, more of a spotlight of a team, you know, HRC, you know, Repsol Honda being compared to his brother, you know, the 8 times world champion. You know, it is a bit of a stressful environment, I guess you could say, to be a rookie and, you know, adapt into MotoGP when you're being compared to the best rider of the current moment. So, a little bit, I guess, understandable that they was going to put him into LCR. Apparently that was already a deal signed in 2019 that he would hop onto the Repsol Honda to replace Lorenzo and then move on to the LCR team. So that was all a bit interesting. Obviously, Cal Crutchlow unfortunately getting kicked out. But we're moving on to him now. P21 in the World Championship, only 7 points to his name. Obviously, a lot less than what we're used to seeing. You know, he's obviously picked up a couple of different injuries throughout the year. Really struggled also with some confidence in that with this new Honda. And he has obviously suffered a couple crashes here and there. But mainly, I think these kind of bad results are down to the injuries that he has picked up for this year. Plenty of riders this year have picked up injuries. It's been a bit of a nightmare, I guess you could say. I mean, at least I don't remember watching a previous season with you know, so many not crashes, but you know, crashes where a rider would pick up an injury. You know, this year has been a little bit mad. But yeah, Cal Crutchlow, P21 in the World Championship, only 7 points. And then Marc Marquez, P24 and last in the World Championship, with 0 in everything. You know, he hasn't finished a race, he hasn't scored, he hasn't started any after round 1. And yeah, a little bit of a nightmare obviously for him. Obviously wanted to go and match Valentino Rossi's tally of World Championships this year, and he ended up with absolutely nothing at all. So it's going to be interesting to see his bounce back. You know, we should be maybe returning towards the end of this season. You know, I think he does want to do a couple races to prepare himself for next season. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how he bounces back. Obviously, coming from that arm injury, will he be the same as he was before, or will he be a little bit slower? Maybe that would be ideal, just so he doesn't win every single race. You know, that would be a benefit. But yeah, P24 for Marc Marquez. Obviously, unfortunate crash in that race 1 where he was destroying the field. I mean, we can't lie, he was destroying everybody till he obviously broke his arm and put him out of the season. So that's all the riders. Obviously, Honda having 4 riders, 2 different teams. You know, the Repsol Honda team and the LCR team. So moving on to the constructors, they're P5 in that with 46 points in total. Obviously 0 podiums and wins. And then moving on to the team championship, the LCR team is in P8 with 53 points. And the HRC team is P11 with only 16 points. So last, I do believe, on the Team Little World Championship thing, which is obviously a massive contrast to the previous season where they did take the Triple Crown. Obviously the Constructors, the Team Battles, and the Riders World Championships. So a big contrast from the previous season. Obviously, this is what happens when you put all your eggs into one basket with Marc Marquez, and if he does, unfortunately pick up an injury or something happens, and he's not there to get the results, you get these kind of results where the riders just not doing anything really that Honda want. They're not getting podiums, they're not winning, they're crashing out quite a lot, they're not consistent, and yeah, that's what happens. Obviously, when you put all your eggs into one basket with Marc Marquez, you make a bike for him, but then he's not there, and everyone else is just kind of having to adapt. Having to change their riding styles. We know Takaki Nakagami has switched up his style a little bit and braking style, a little bit more similar to Marc Marquez. Apparently reading it off of the data and all that, so he's adjusted himself a little bit. He has got a little bit quicker this year, which is pretty good to see from him. And yeah, Cal Crutchlow obviously struggling with the injuries, will be leaving the team next season. We still don't know where he will be heading off to. There was some rumours about possibly going to Aprilia some time ago, but we'll have to see about all of that. And yeah, Alex Marquez will be in the LCR team, a little bit less of a stressful environment, and Marc Marquez will soon see whenever he returns what he is capable of doing. So yeah guys, that was the Honda manufacturer. Leave it down in the comments, what's your thoughts on this manufacturer this season so far. Obviously a pretty abysmal championship so far for them, and yeah, make sure you leave it down in the comments, leave a like and subscribe for more content as always, and I'll see you with some brand new videos very soon.